Hey, welcome to another edition of Vegas Bad Boys of Podcasting. I'm DJ Impact. We got Sin City Steve, who was on the phone via live. Sin City.
Hey, what's going on?
Yay, man. Matt Michaels is out doing an assignment because we have New Japan out here in Vegas doing a show. Is it in collaboration, Steve, with FSW, or are they doing their own thing?
I believe they're doing their own thing, but there are some local talent on the show.
Gotcha. Okay. So Matt Michaels is there, and yeah, we don't know where Simon Street. So
Hey, he's on the
hey,
street.
he's on the street. Yeah, man. Anyway, guys, welcome. I know we was off last week. It was a holiday. I actually went cruising.
There
And
you go.
yeah, man. It was I needed the time just to chill and do absolutely nothing. And so that's what I did. In fact, I didn't get a chance to see if any wrestling until I got back. And by the way, folks, if you normally watch our wrestling talk, we're gonna do things just a little bit different. Except it's just kind of Steve and I and everything, and we're just gonna just kind of talk about what we've seen this week, but not necessarily have all the videos and music and themes and all that. So I did finally get a chance to see Clash of the Castle, man, and
Good.
let me just talk just a tiny bit about that, and then I want you to tell me what was your highlight with all
Oh
this
yeah.
week in wrestling. But dude, was that show not a banger or what?
Whew.
First off, Sheamus and Gunther hell, man. I haven't seen nothing like that in so long. I can't tell you when the last time, and
Yes.
I never would have thought that it would have been those two that would have brought it. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Without a doubt.
we knew what the main event, how that was going to have, or how that was going to come about. If I was really disappointed, if anything about the show, was probably Shayna and Liv Morgan, but okay. But Sheamus and Gunther, man, it was just a straight beat down.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
I'm
was
gonna tell you,
amazing.
it was. And shout out to all the fans there who
Yeah.
first off gave Sheamus his props. I don't think
Yep.
Sheamus has ever had like a standing ovation like that. I'm sure maybe there could have been, but I can't remember one being that powerful to a point where I'm pretty sure he got emotional with it.
Yeah.
He brought it. What was your take, man? Am I right on this on Clash? I mean, was that just the match that just stole everything for the show?
So as mentioned that it would, I wonder who would say that.
Okay, okay.
Gunther and Sheamus was by far my favorite match on Clash at the Castle.
Mhm.
And in fact, I was going to name them in the Too Sweet of the Week segment and
Okay.
give both of them a Too Sweet
Yeah.
because, quite frankly, that was the best thing on WWE TV in quite some time.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
even Dave Meltzer
Okay.
gave that match 5 stars in the
Did he?
Observer. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that like the first ever for a WWE match? Because he doesn't get them out for them much.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
HBK Taker at Mania 25 was 4 3/4 stars.
Oh my God.
So yeah, take that info as you will.
Yeah. Oh
But
man.
yeah, completely. It was everything that I love about professional wrestling. It was just two guys that went in there and just beat the fuck out of each other and made it as real as it could possibly
Yes.
be.
Yes, I'm sitting up there looking at Sheamus' chest going, dude, you've got to be hurting right now. You know,
Yes.
it's got to be stinging, and you're still going hard. I mean, what adrenaline was both of these guys on? And you know what's crazy to me? Gunther as Walter, he was a beast, right? He was bigger,
Yep.
tough. And now he's he slimmed down, but he still got the muscle. But he still looked like that in that match. That he was like Walter again. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And how he was in his performance. And I tell you, I, I after that match, I was just like, I'm done. you know,
Impact. Impact.
yeah,
I think you're glossing over one very major thing that also happened. Imperium.
that's right. That's right.
Imperium is back. So
Yeah.
your boy Giovanni Vinci has been reunited with Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser on the main roster.
By the way, and I guess I never paid attention to his name when under Imperium, but was he always Giovanni Vinci?
No, he that was Fabian Eichner.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he also competed in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament forever and a day ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're right. They absolutely are back, man. Dude, don't you just love how you just be getting to see everything just come together every
Without a doubt.
since it's under new management.
Strange how that shit works. And it's translated into their ticket sales too. Did
Oh,
you see the early numbers on Survivor Series tickets?
I have it.
They sold out the building in like a day.
Gee, are you serious?
I'm serious as a heart attack, bro. Yeah. So the Survivor Series is already sold out. It's crazy that Vince going away is the thing that's really kind of launched everything again for them.
Right.
And also is what's, to be honest, if you'll notice, on the other side of the fence, things haven't been so rosy since Vince walked away.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah. That's why, it was saying you better watch what you wish for,
Yep.
because we don't know what's in the game plan of Hunter and Steph and Mr. Nick Khan.
Dude, I'll tell you, I'm all for it, man. I've said numerous times on this show, and everybody loves to slight me as just being the AEW mark, but I'm a good wrestling mark, is what I am.
Yeah.
If a match is great, I'm gonna give it props. And it just tends to be, as of late, that the other side of the fence is where I find that stuff on AEW. But I have no problems applauding things like Sheamus and Gunther, like Drew and Roman. I mean, say what you will about the finish. Props to Solo Sikoa for making his presence felt in a big way.
Yep.
But yeah, it's I have no problem giving props where it's due. And if I'm gonna start getting amazing match quality on WWE TV every single week,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna be following that shit. So amazingly smart strategy to do what worked well for NXT 1.0 on the main rosters now.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, other things on that, still on that show. I mean, you got a chance to see Seth Rollins and Riddle, which was also a great match on that. I mean, it's great because it wasn't like there was a whole bunch of matches, but every last one of these matches, for the exception of Shayna and Liv Morgan, I don't know why they're still going with the Morgan theme right now. I really thought it was Shayna's moment.
Yeah.
I really thought they had me like, okay, we're finally getting that. And one thing I'll say about Liv is this, because one thing I'll say about Liv is this: at least in this match, she shown to be to look as if she could really fight some against Shayna. Like Shayna, in many ways, kind of, I don't want to say dumbed down her moves, but played off her moves very well.
Yeah.
Against Liv, and made Liv look like she was very effective in everything that she pulled. On the other hand, I'm going like, okay, I know that Shayna's got to do what she's got to do, but I still don't believe what I don't want to believe what I'm seeing right now. So I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming maybe Shayna will have that moment, but I guess they still have some more hope in Liv.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely continuing with the Liv Morgan experiment. I can only imagine that she's going to lose the title at Survivor Series, though.
Yeah.
I think that's where you pull the trigger and you get the belt back on Rousey.
Yeah, I agree with that. Roman and Drew, we already knew was going to tear the house down, and man, did they do exactly that. In some way, it had to be just really just a big adrenaline rush for Drew because the crowd, as they should be, was just on his side. And I did say, which I thought maybe there was a small chance that
Yep.
maybe Drew maybe would have gotten that
Yep.
opportunity, but because I'm trying to figure out what else they were going to do, being that the Usos is not there, being that Heyman's not there, and if I would have thought Solo, I didn't think they was ready for Solo to come. If I would have thought him, then I would have been like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna keep it. Because I didn't see it just being a straight up, without any interference at all. But I couldn't think who would be the one to do it. So I thought maybe Drew may pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, man, is you really have to feel for that audience because obviously Sheamus loses earlier on in the night, and then you have Drew, who is the chosen one, the man of the people,
Right.
back in his home country, and yeah, we're not gonna take this time to put the title on him, seemingly in a pay-per-view that was built around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I can figure is that they're gonna have Roman hold the title all the way up until Mania and have it for The Rock, or if they're gonna do the Cody split, or whatever they're gonna do, but they're gonna keep the title on him seemingly for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And it's, man, I can't do it anymore. I really can't.
Well, listen,
It's the same shit.
I'm a
It's the
fan.
same shit every single fucking show.
I get it, but I'm a fan of every time he still wins and he has a title, I'm actually okay with it. I'm just wondering, what other creative thing that they're going to continue to do. And I mean, Solo was one we didn't think of, so I'll give that a pass. But what is the next thing they're going to do is what it's going to come down to. But I like Roman. And I think that he truly is in, I guess he's in God mode, but I'll say just beast crazy mode right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I definitely like that. I just trying to figure out what the end is going to be. And I thought now we have Karrion Kross, and just to jump over now to Raw right quick, we saw Braun Strowman come back. So now we got, two big men. Maybe you've read up maybe what the plans of Braun is, or maybe even said it on SmackDown, because I'll be honest, I told you I was on vacation, so I didn't get a chance to watch that. But having two big guys, right? Now Roman's at least got some more contenders, but do you see either one of them really taking him down as well?
They're just going to be the chosen giant for the month and the jobber to the stars. I mean, it's not really going to matter. It's all placeholders until you get to WrestleMania. I really think that if they were going to take the title off of him before Mania, that it would have been at Clash at the Castle for the reasons that I mentioned.
Right.
But don't get it twisted. I think that this is obviously Roman Reigns' greatest run, and quite frankly, the greatest run that really any of us are seeing in our lives.
I think this
he's on another level.
This is probably, I think, what Vince was trying to do when he first put him out there, but he just wasn't ready.
Right.
And that's when you see someone isn't ready, that's when you have to just back off on them. And you can't continue to just kind of push people into a situation that they're not ready for. Bottom line.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
And listen, he took himself off, and it was a smart thing because he got a chance to reinvent himself.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And it was for the best. So I'm for it. I can tell you that. I know that same crazy weekend, man, was also All Out that took place. Uh,
Oh God.
are you? Let me before I go there. Are you finding yourself kind of coming back to WWE and leaving AEW, or you still have that hope for AEW is going? Because there's a lot of cracks happening to the point I think everything's about to fall apart, man.
So I'll be on the deck of the ship as it goes down into the water with AEW. All
Okay,
right.
all right.
Only because, quite frankly, they don't insult my intelligence nearly as much as what the other product does.
Okay.
Now, the other product, WWE, has gotten a lot better in Vince's absence.
Mhm.
And quite frankly, I mean, I said the last show that we had that Raw was my show of the week.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that, unfortunately for them this week, it's actually AEW Dynamite was what I thought was the best show.
Okay.
All Out was a great show. Unfortunately, it's being overshadowed by what happened after the show. And obviously, we're going to talk about that in the 3 count.
Yep.
But man, it's a dicey situation. You had CM Punk win the title, the AEW World title from Moxley at All Out.
Yeah.
CM Punk had some things to say at the media scrum following the show. And then there was an altercation involving CM Punk, Ace Steel, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and more.
Yeah.
It's insane because the aftermath, Tony Khan vacated the world title and the world trios titles. Death Triangle actually are the new trios champions after
Okay.
defeating the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy to
Okay.
become those new champs. So that was really cool. That was how they kicked off Dynamite. Let's put it this way: if you like those, it was a stereotypical match featuring these trio teams. If by me saying those 2 teams, you're intrigued on the match, I recommend going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Elsewhere, there's a 6-man tournament that was created to decide who the new AEW World Champion is. We've already saw an amazing match between Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson on Dynamite this past week.
Right.
If you did not see that, I highly recommend you take a solid half hour out of your life and go watch that match. Phenomenal stuff there between both of those guys. Also saw a match between Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. There was some outside shenanigans involved. Of course,
Yeah.
Sammy picks up the win over Darby. Oh, and I didn't even mention it, but Danielson beat Page. So Danielson moves on. And what I thought was interesting is, and this actually would have been on my WTF list, because Chris Jericho cut a promo before this match on Dynamite. And in that promo, he actually says that he's looking forward to going next week to Dynamite to face Bryan Danielson, instead of saying the winner of Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson. So that was AEW really doesn't fuck up like that all that often. But when they do, it's gotta be called out. And furthermore, something that I would be looking out for from that tournament.
Yeah.
It's set up so that you would have Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley in the finals at Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York.
Okay.
You can't tell me that that's not a fitting venue. They would be able to draw with Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that seems like that seems more than likely, what would make more sense. And then I would even think that Bryan probably would end up being the champion from that point.
Yes. I definitely agree. Now's the time that you let Bryan Danielson be your locker room leader and you let him step up. And, obviously, Jericho's in there as well. Moxley's in there as well. Danielson's in there. Those three guys can step up and be your core locker room leaders and guide this company in a direction that they need to go.
Let me ask you this: when
Yeah.
Tony made all of these, put the vacated the titles and created these new tournaments or whatever, did Tony even explain why he's doing this and
No.
what's acceptable and not acceptable in this company? I think that's the problem right there. You know, you the next minute, you turn on Dynamite, and I didn't watch it, but from what I'm hearing, you turn it on, and now you find out that there's going to be these vacated titles, or maybe he even said it on his social media. But there is nobody saying, "Look, you cannot, do this or say this or." And from what I even understand, and I know we're going to talk more about this in 3 Count. Apparently, he's in so many ways, they're not even mentioning that everything that's supposed to have happened had even happened.
Yeah, they're not talking about it. And honestly, they can't because of legal proceedings. There are lawyers involved.
I see.
So it's one of those things where right now they've got a gag order on everything. The Bucks, Omega, CM Punk were all removed from the opener on both Dynamite and Rampage. So none of those guys' footage is being played in the signature before the show.
Now, let me get it, though. They're still EVPs, right?
As of right now, they're suspended. So everybody that was involved, CM Punk, Ace Steel, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, even people like Michael Nakazawa and Christopher Daniels are on a suspension right now as well.
Crazy.
So I think that what they're doing is while the melee was going on, and again, we'll talk about it in 3 Count, but MJF happened to go inside of the dressing room where this was happening.
Okay.
As did the chief legal officer for AEW. And I'm not for sure if the participants in the the melee, the confrontation, if they were even aware that she was in the ring or in the backstage area until after everything had already dissipated. So it's crazy. It's completely unprofessional. To be honest, I was embarrassed as an AEW fan that shit happened. And I'm just talking about the media scrum.
Right.
And the altercation, the actual physical altercation, there's no room for that. Essentially, and this third party investigation will figure it out. But yeah, man, they did not mention why the titles were being vacated, anything about the situation whatsoever. And it's their best course of action. And I actually said it as soon as the episode intro happened, and then when Tony gave his release, his press release, I actually said,
all right, thank you, Matt Michaels.
Hello, Matt.